Hey, how's it going? Heretic James here again. So today we are at the Legion Redacted RTT here in Clayton, North Carolina. And so they hold it over here at the Instill Brewing Company. And so you guys hopefully have watched the previous battle report where I came here and they do the Pledge of Allegiance and everything before the round. So let's go ahead and hop on inside and get to going. Hey Heretic, so I realized in editing the film that I did not actually go over my list for this event. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it from top to bottom, and obviously I will post it down in the text at the bottom. Now, one caveat, somebody did point out after the event that I did not realize that all the exalted relics are actually locked behind. You have to have a demon, so for example, if you want the exalted Great Unclean One's relic, you actually have to have a Nurgle demon as your warlord trait, as your warlord. So yeah, I did not realize that, so I apologize to my opponents. So I had one relic that was illegal. Luckily it didn't swing too much. It did do a little bit of extra damage here and there, but I could have definitely played without it. So, but apologize to everybody. And so just heads up. So we'll start at the Nurgle Demon's Detachment. So the Nurgle Demon's Detachment consists of Epidemus. It has a Great Unclean One, and he is exalted for the 4++, Feel No Pain. He's got the Bioblade and the Flail, which I did upgrade to the relic. So yet again, you can't do that because my Warlord is not a Nurgle Demon. He's actually a Death Guard model. And so, yeah, have those. And then for his spells, it was the -1 to hit and the heal. And then for the other HQ up there, I had a Sloppity Bilepiper that allows the Great Unclean One to advance and charge. And then he can still shoot his relic, his flail, wherever he wants to throw it. And then you have 4 units of 5 Nurglings, 1 unit of 4 Nurglings. And then we have the Death Guard detachment, which is a battalion detachment. Or no, Spearhead detachment. And in that one, that has my Warlord. It is a Chaos Lord with a Power Fist and a Combi-melta. He does have the Warlord trait tainted regeneration, so he can heal a wound every single turn. And then for his Warlord, or for his relic, is the ironclot furnace, because obviously I'm taking poxmongers. Then I have 2 elites. I have a Biologus putrifier, which I do spend 1 CP to make him Plague Chosen. He has the Arch Contaminator Warlord trait. And then I have a foul Blightspawn. And then we have a unit of 11 Plague Marines with 2 flails. And then 3 Plagueburst crawlers with the spitters and all that fun jazz. And then a single Terrax pattern assault drill to carry around the Plague Marines. So yeah, like I said, forgot to speak on this. And one thing to note, yet again, you cannot take that extra relic that I had. So yeah, just something to heads up. I make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, and I apologize for that one. But yeah, enjoy the battles. No worries. Alright, so game 1 of the Legion Redacted RTT. I'm playing against Nick. So say hi, Nick. Hi, Nick. So he's playing some salamanders with some tanks. He's got Agrax and Vulcan somewhere around here. Yeah, and some scouty dudes, and I am playing Nurgle, as you guys can see. And so you guys can see we've deployed in Deep Strike and Reserve. He's got some Vanguard vets, some Melta dudes, some Inceptors, and then on my side I just have my drill down there in the bottom, full of the dudes. I'll have to make sure I didn't not deploy somebody, but anyways, we're trying. So this is his first game of 9th, so I'm trying to teach while I play. So we're gonna go ahead and roll off. I got I don't know, a 4, and you got a 3. I'm gonna go ahead and choose to go first. So good luck, Nick. I got sanitizer, we'll use that. And we will come back throughout the game and check in where we're at. All right, we are finishing up the top of 3. And so right now, Nurgle's ahead a little bit. So pretty much I've pushed up this side right now. He's got the relics to carry in, this impulsor right there. He's got a bunch of dudes with a character there. Right now his single Eradicator's fighting my Chaos Lord, and back here he's got his Inceptors fighting a PBC. So we'll see what the game ends up. So the end of game 1, so against Nick. So in the end, Nurgle won, that's dead. These guys would probably die. We just basically packed it up here. End of the game became 92 to 43. So what'd you think of your first game of 9th?
That was terrible.
It was terrible.
Nurgle was awful.
You just weren't expecting the number of saves?
Maybe I won't go against Scott in the next game. I just don't want to go against Nurgle again.
All right, man. Well, I wish you best of luck in your next few games, and let's go get some lunch, man.
Alrighty.
All right, so I am filming this after round 2 because I forgot to do it earlier. So you can go ahead, Frankie, and keep playing. Here we have Adeptus Mechanicus against the Ultramarines of my buddy Frankie. So hi, Frankie. You guys have seen him on the channel. Over here we've got my army, the Nurgle Demons army. Here we have my buddy Jason, and this is his basically whatever he wants, Space Marines, which they look really cool. With the yellow and the black and gray, so really nice there. Over here we got some Tyranids. Tyranids showing up for the day. Lots and lots of Zoanthropes. Over here we got Nick and his Salamanders versus some Ultramarines.
So much dice.
So many dice. Over here we got my buddy Ken, or Jeremy. Jeremy playing his Marines against some Sisters. Over here we got Josh and his Space Marines playing against some other Chaos Death Guard. Death Guard versus Chaos Space Marines. There you go. We got Scorpius. And over here we got my buddies Dean and Xavier playing some Gene Stealer Cult versus some Grey Knights. Look at that, Gene Stealer Cult. Yeah! And so those are the armies here at the RTT. Oh, I forgot the... So Jack, he put his army away. He's got a bunch of Nurglings and triple Lord of Skulls. So triple Lord of Skulls here at this RTT. So yeah, lots of craziness going on, and we will see how and who ends up where. So stay tuned. All right, we are here on game 2 with Jason, aka the Red Scorpion for you guys on the Discord. So he's playing Ultramarines, and so he's deployed his Leviathan Dreadnought with some Intercessors. You got the Outriders with them Eradicators, some Aggressors in the middle, a bunch of dudes right there. He's got his Hellforge, or not Hellforge, yours is a normal Scorpius. And then a Invictor Warsuit with a couple of dudes off of the table. We've got the Great Unclean One here with a bunch of Nurglings and the Sloppity. Over here I've got the bubble of Feel No Pain, Tinky Tinks. And then we've got the Drill off the table, which let me go ahead and move this. Yeah. So as always, we got to roll for first turn. You ready for this, Jason?
Yep.
Yeah. I got a 6. I'm going to choose to go first.
Of course. Digital high five. Oh.
My hand's cold. My hand's cold. And we'll be back at the end of Nurgle's turn 1.
Oh man.
All right, so the end of game 2. I'm sorry, Jason. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's a sad day.
Always a good game.
So he's got 1 Intercessor with 1 wound left. Yeah, all this just this was all to kill his Leviathan Dreadnought this last turn. So yeah, the game basically started out where I got first turn right. Killed off his Scorpius because it was his biggest threat, because that was the thing that was going to pick up all the Nurglings. And I was able to actually make a charge around the wall into his Invictus Warsuit. His whole units here shot at the Great Unclean One. I think he did like 5 wounds total, because I did spend 2 CP to give him a 4-up invulnerable. And that was kind of it. He picked up the Blade Guard, he picked up his Captain, he picked up Tigurius. Like, he picked up half of his army just by himself. So and yeah, that was kind of it, because over here he just had the Leviathan basically holding this entire part by himself. So what were your thoughts?
It went south quick, but I tried to stick it out, grunt out as many points as I could, and that Leviathan held out a lot longer than I thought he would on his own.
Yeah.
And then just replacing my intercessor screen to keep you from being able to bring your drill in and be effective is the only reason that I stayed in the game as long as I did.
Yepper. Yeah, so one thing he did do, he blocked out perfectly the drill. So the only place I could really put it turn 2 was here, and I was going to put it, and then I remembered Aspect Scan. I was like, nope. I've lost games because of that. So picked it up, but then yeah, he actually kept the screen up, and I couldn't put the drill in until turn 3, and it came way over here. So the Plague Marines were basically out of the game the entire game. So no, but great game, Jason.
Great game.
And on to game 3.
Always, I think you're 2 up on me now.
It's 2-1. 2-1.
We'll have to play
Another
again.
rematch.
Yes, sir.
All right, so game number 3 is against Rob. Hi, Rob. And he's counting dice. And against all of his sisters, they're all blobbed up down there in the bottom of the building. And so you guys can see, Nurgle, we've basically deployed all over the place. And he doesn't have anything in reserve, and I just have the drill. So yeah, it's the roll-off, man. Hiya, roll for first. I got a 6, he got a 2. I will choose to go first. So, good luck, Rob. There you go, man. And yeah, I'll come back to you guys throughout the game and we'll see where we're at. All right, so the end of game of 3, recording this real quick and I'll talk to Rob. So really super bloody battle back and forth. I ended up, it was 87 to 53. Kind of boiled down to the fact that I was able to basically keep holding this middle objective and get engaged on all fronts for pretty much every turn. Grinding them down was the biggest problem I was having, and yeah, and making 4 up feel no pains. But it was a great game. What was your thoughts, Rob?
That was fun. Like I said, being unable to pick secondaries really helps you. It's a solid list. It plays well, and this was fun. It was definitely bloody.
Well, great game, buddy. Give you a handshake.
Yep.
We'll do the sanitizer thing, and I'll see you guys in the recap at the end. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this battle report. It was a lot of fun going back to Raleigh. It was nice seeing all you guys out there in Raleigh again. Jason, Dean, Xavier, Jack, all you guys. Just thanks so much for hosting again, and look forward to future tournaments. And so check out Legion Redacted and check out the Instill Brewing Company, where yeah, they have lots of nice libations. Sadly, I can't drink because of the medications I'm on, but I know a lot of guys were enjoying their specialty cocktail, which was Nurgle's Rot yesterday, which was pretty cool. It sounded really good. It sounded like a Surge soda, but so yeah, had a lot of fun. Good 3 games. So I guess we'll go ahead and break down game 1. So game 1 against Nick. So sadly, it was his very first game of 9th edition, and we were going rather slowly. I was trying to teach him while playing, and so sorry, Nick, if I started getting a little pushy there towards the end. But yeah, I was trying to help him out the best, help him with strengths of his weapons, remind him of his rerolls for salamanders, stuff like that. So but yeah, overall, it was going to be a rough game on him because this list is built to face something like salamanders. So and yeah, so dropping in and killing his 2 key characters, and he forgot he could try to bring a dude back on a 4+. I forgot even salamanders could do that because I've only faced them a handful of times, and lately they don't really, other than the smash dude on the bike, they don't really run like Agrax and chaplains and stuff like that. I haven't seen that, so completely forgot that. So I'm sorry, Nick. I would have reminded you of it, but yeah, overall was a rough game for him, but hopefully he learned a lot. It seemed like he did. It seemed like he was enjoying his other 2 games against various opponents, right? And so wish best of luck to Nick. Hope to see you at future tournaments, man. Game 2 against my buddy Jason. So yeah, that game was crazy. For the matter of the fact, so going into that game, my biggest worry was the relic, his relic Scorpius tank, and that was because this list relies on Nurglings being everywhere and just holding everything. I wasn't too worried about him picking up vehicles per se, but I was worried about him killing my Nurglings. So priority number 1 was get rid of that Scorpius. Well, game 1 against Nick, I kind of wish I didn't go first. Yet again, I'm learning that you don't have to take first, and I'll talk about that in game 3. But yeah, game 2 against Jason was like, yes, I want to take first because I want to kill that Scorpius. Like that's the one thing I absolutely want to kill. And luckily, my dice cooperated, and I was able to get enough mortar shots through and actually kill the Scorpius, which was great. And then, yeah, he left a gap by putting his Invictus Warsuit so far forward that the Great Unclean One got a turn 1 charge. Now, in hindsight, if I were to take that back,
it might have been a little better to have Jason go first, but this allowed me to basically put him on the back foot, because I didn't do any damage to his left side. Like his Leviathan, all that stuff was intact, but I killed the Scorpius in an Invictus Warsuit, which basically pushed him back so far that he couldn't really come towards me, which is really good, right? And then that Great Unclean One, man, when you give him the 4-up, he just tanked everything, and that's what he did. And yeah, he lived that entire game. And so the Great Unclean One went on to kill his entire right side of his army. Just wrecked house with the -1 to hit, and he was healing himself and just killing stuff left and right. The d6 +1 damage when you roll a 6. Having Sloppity nearby for extra attacks was just really good, and the advance in charge was huge. Overall, talking to Jason at the end of the game, he was very humble about it. I love playing Jason. He's a lot of fun. Looking in hindsight, I feel like when he deployed the Leviathan, that gave me basically an area to deploy the Great Unclean One. Because the biggest thing is I didn't want to counter deploy the Great Unclean One against the Leviathan, because that would have hurt a lot. And so his Leviathan was basically relegated to shooting at Plagueburst crawlers and destroying Nurgling squads. That thing destroys Nurgling squads like crazy. And that's what it did. It did that very, very well with impunity. But yeah, overall, when I pushed Jason back into his deployment zone, that was that. Now, he did great job zoning me out with the drill. One thing I realized with the drill bomb is that a good opponent will zone you out. Game 1, he left me an opening that I had to take. Game 2, Jason, he did not leave me a place for the drill. So basically, I played without the drill the entire game. So that's kind of showing you that you can play this without the drill. Yeah, so great game, Jason. Absolutely a lot of fun, and look forward to our rematch. And then game 3 against Rob. So this is the first time I was playing Rob, and I've played Sisters only a handful of times. So this was Bloody Rose. It was Bloody Rose for the extra attacks, and then he had the Martyred Lady, and then the special Triumph and the lady on the little hover bikey thing, and a bunch of characters. Now, in hindsight, yet again, with this game, I did really well with Engage, and I did really well with Direct Assault. Direct Assault is a great secondary for my list. But yeah, I should not have taken Grind Them Down, because just Sisters are pretty hard to kill when they have that 4-up invulnerable save, thanks to, all the buffs. And then he had the Magifier, or the Magifier nearby, so he was ignoring AP1, which really hurts your Plagueburst crawlers, right? And so, yeah, so that game, I took first. I kind of regretted taking first. Yes, it did give me board positioning because I was able to push up the Plagueburst crawlers and everything, but ultimately what that ended up doing was it allowed a lot more of his guns to shoot me. Like his meltas and stuff wouldn't have been completely in range. He might have had to hide behind the wall one more turn, and literally I killed one squad of 5 Sisters. But it did give me board presence, and it allowed me to get the buffs off on the Great Unclean One and get a great advance with him. And so overall, I kind of regretted taking first, and yet again, I picked a bad secondary. But on Rob's side, he did pick some bad secondaries. He took banners because he held one objective like the whole game until towards the end, where he was able to finally get a second one. Yeah, because I think he had a second one for one turn. And then what else? Yeah. And he said my list was hard to pick secondaries against, which, other than Bring It Down, it really is. Like, you can take Assassinate, but your chances of killing all the characters are pretty slim, unless, like, I'm really doing bad. But yeah, so that game, again, Rob was able to zone out my drill. When it did pop up, I was able to get just like 5 dudes near the Triumph, which just did a few mortal wounds to her, and then killed a rhino. So, but the Plague Marines did contribute a lot more to this game. They were the ones that killed the Triumph. They killed the Hospitaller. They killed his unit in the back and teared down the banner. They basically just swept through his army as of turn 3, because he didn't have too much left. But in the other side, sisters just have so many meltas, so many strength 8 weapons. And so they were putting down those PVCs left and right. And that canoness with the relic swords, she hurts. She pummels things. Damn, so good. Yeah, I forgot about the close combat canoness, and yeah, that hurt. That really hurt. But yeah, so overall, it was a great game. A lot of fun playing against sisters. And so yeah, I guess my overall thoughts of the tournament. I loved playing there at Instill. It's a lot of fun. They have a lot of space for social distancing, good drinks from what I'm told, and on top of it, the super kind staff, and they're veteran owned. So as being in the military myself, I always try to support veteran-owned businesses. So yet again, please go support them. As far as my list, I really enjoyed it. I cannot take full credit for it because it's basically a tweak on TJ Lanigan's list. I did talk to him about it, and so basically my tweak was to add the drill in. And the reason why I did that was I wanted more of that. You've got to zone me out and pressure. Yet again, this plays towards keeping people on the backfield, so they can't leave an opening. If they leave an opening, I'm going to get in there, and the drill will do what the drill does. And so I can play the list without the drill. TJ's version basically supplants the drill with a shitload more Nurglings, like I think another 20 or something like that. Just he has tons of Nurglings. Oh, and a Poxburner. He summons the Poxburner too. But I guess his list relies on the Nurglings doing a lot of damage. My list was not. My damage dealers were very obvious who the damage dealers were. But I don't think I would change that. I really, really enjoyed the way that this list played. It plays very... It's aggressive, but very controlly. It's great on objectives. It's great on just taking the field. And that's what it does. It just takes over the board. And I'm everywhere. So I'm everywhere, and you have to take care of me everywhere. So you can't... You could focus your army on one zone of the board, but that means I have the other 3/4 or whatever. So... and then there's very obvious threats you have to get rid of. The Great Unclean One was definitely a surprise. He did a lot of work. Game 3, he died relatively early. I think he died turn 3, and that's because I failed just... So, let's see. So his Repentia fought twice, and got through a bunch of wounds. I think it ended up being like 7 wounds got through, so it was like 14 wounds. And I was like, okay, cool, 4 up, feeling no pain. Well, I failed a vast majority of those. Like a lot, and it put me at 3 wounds, and then I ended up healing 1. But yeah, the Great Unclean One though throughout the entire tournament was great. A lot better than I was giving him credit for, but he does need the Sloppity Bilepiper. That is one thing I will definitely, and that's something I kind of took from listening to TJ and talking to him, is that the advance and charge is definitely a big thing, because it overcomes his inherent slowness. So you definitely need the Sloppity Bilepiper to make him operate well. But yeah, with the close combat Great Unclean One, he just does tons of damage. It's great. I know a lot of people comment on the Epidemus, and that is something I did talk to TJ about in length. I was like, so how often is it a problem? And in his list, it was not. In my list, it was not either. I tried to make a concerted effort to try to pick things off with the demons when possible to drag up the tally. But when I absolutely had to kill something, I had the things that could absolutely kill something, like the Blightspawn and the whatchamacallem, the Blightspawn and the drill. Yeah, the drill guys. So those guys were basically my problem solvers, where it was like I have to get rid of something, and I can't rely on the tally. I can't rely on this stuff. I just need to kill it, right? And nobody got close to killing Epidemus this time. I know in game 1, Nick did try, but he ended up shooting a bunch of stuff into my... well, he rolled an 8-inch charge anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. But he shot a bunch of stuff into the Nurglings there, and I was able to pull the one that would have allowed him a closer charge. And then, yeah, he definitely didn't make the charge with his jump pack dudes. But, yeah, Epidemus lived the whole time. And Nurglings. In every single game, I had lots of Nurglings left at the end. So, yeah, it was a really, really good tournament. Great time. had a lot of fun. This is a good list. I do enjoy this list. It is definitely my playstyle. And shout out to TJ for turning me on to it. So, but as always, if you guys enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, share. More tournaments in the future, obviously. And so this was the last tournament of playing with the old Space Marine Codex. So we still had double tapping aggressors. They could get up, fight again, yada, yada, yada. Beyond here, it's the new frontier. So I imagine that I will be facing more Necrons. I'm sure that some Necrons will be popping up. And yeah, the new Space Marines. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a brave new world. Do not look forward to me playing Chaos Space Marines, because I feel like Chaos Space Marines are in a really not good place right now. I really want to run a Berserker heavy list right now. Like I'm chomping at the bit to do it, but we kind of need that second wound. Going into Space Marines without the second wound is going to be a very hard fought uphill battle. Death Guard still has play, and Thousand Suns, I feel like you could still make them work in certain circumstances, and Demons are still very good. Demons, I think, are probably our bread and butter right now. They are very good. A lot better. And then Knights, obviously, are non-starter right now. Because I was also thinking of running Primarchs, but with Eradicators running around, yeah. I'm not going to run a Primarch with Eradicators running around right now. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys at the next video here in Heretic Wargaming.